meeting to order of legislative on Monday, May the 12th at 5:30 p.m. Commissioner Teacher, would you pray?
Sorry. For the folks at home, I'm eating beef jerky this way. Heavenly Father, we love you so much. Thank you for the chance to come together, Lord. I pray that you please forgive us, Lord. Forgive me for eating this. I pray that you'll please just watch over our votes, Lord, direct our paths. Allow our minds to be clear. Allow our hearts to be turned for the people, Lord, and everything that will give them the best result, Lord, that they want, and the reason they elected every one of us, Lord. I praise your name. I lift you high, and may you be glorified in everything, even the fun. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. And the Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? And make your heart do us good like medicine. We need some medicine. I was thinking about asking to pray. I wasn't being facetious, but I was like, well, I'm going to take advantage of it, to be honest. Well, I love it. All right. Before we approve the agenda, there were 3 items. Commissioner Green, 1, emailed to have a recognition of teachers and support staff. So I'm going to add that to E.
For a specific thing, or is it an annual thing, or what?
He just said, I'd like to add recognition of teachers and support staff to the agenda, please. So that is pretty much all.
I heard they had a county.
I believe he's referring, because he mentioned something to me, like the annual, like, Teacher of the Year type of honorees. I believe that's what he said.
So names are probably coming forward between now and.
So we're at that end. There was Commissioner, the Law Director's Office asked for something to just be added about a property titles to the agenda that they need to get to the commission. And then I believe, it wasn't quite an ask, but County Mayor about this 3-star program, which I do have questions about. So we'll add the, under new business F, we're going to add the Law Director's item.
What is the Law Director's
It's on the title. It's on this document right here.
It's just to get a lien release on a piece of property.
Gotcha.
And G will be the 3-star coin. All right, those are the 3. And Commissioner Riley, do you have an addition?
Well, not an addition, but under 10D,
Okay.
misspelled, it's J-E-W-E-L-L.
So we'll correct recognition of Jewel, J-E-W-E-L-L, in the minutes, including the recognition. All right, any other additions to the agenda? Have a motion to approve as amended? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Agenda is approved. Approval of minutes from April 14th, 2025. Do you have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Miller.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Teacher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Recognition of the public. 425. A.B. Wade Road. 424. You would think I'd know that for a second. All right. Seeing none, we'll close public comment. For the chairman, I have none. County Mayor, don't see who's here. Item 9 under new business, Veteran Service Report and Presentation.
The biggest thing I want to point out, we have $100,000 in debt to the government that we wiped out last month in 2 different cases, where the VA made some mistakes and kind of pointed them out to us, and it saved our county citizens a couple of $100,000. We also had 3 highlighted where we had walk-ins that we had helped out directly with getting several different benefits issues together, and then a budget note. And today was our first day with the new Tennessee Veterans Benefit System, and we're still plugging and playing and trying to work our way through it. It's going to be a learning adjustment, basically. We're trying to figure out where all the new forms and everything are. And I think that the next slide on the agenda relates to that, so I'll stick around if there's any questions.
Anybody got a question for Mr. Oden? All right, thanks, appreciate it. All right, we have the Veteran Services MOU, page 8 to 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Commissioner Becker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Miller. Is there any discussion or questions?
I have a quick question.
Okay, Commissioner Miller.
I have to new or different, or are there changes, or just continuing with what we've already been doing?
Commissioner,
Motion to suspend the rules.
motion to suspend the rules by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Miller, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? What is different on this new?
This is a renewal, about every 5 years, they renew. We are all accredited through the Tennessee Department of Veteran Services. It's a requirement for us to hold our position. The main new thing that is in here is in paragraph 4A, roles and responsibilities. The state is now paying our software licenses for this management software that we're starting to use. That's the main new addition. It represents a cost savings to the government in terms of software licensing. Everything else is pretty much continuing as it has been for at least the last 10 years. But they renew this every 5 years, and I think the 5-year renewal is captured in one of these paragraphs. This is basically a renewal with the exception of they're paying for software.
Any other questions? Will we second session? All right, we already did. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, carries. Item C is a resolution appointing judicial magistrate to fill vacancy, Mr. Daniel Stevenson. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Becker to approve. Do I have a second? I'll second it for discussion.
Yeah.
Is there
You
any
may
questions?
say something about him, who he is,
I
or
don't,
who's vetted by, or who's nominating him.
Mr. Walter, if you have any, I mean, this is.
They're no longer under me, but I do know that usually the lead magistrate is the one that fills these vacancies, so this would have been somebody that met his approval.
I mean, this is something we do quite often.
And they can only be appointed by resolution of the commission.
Like a notary. All right, we have a motion, we have a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Item D is a resolution recognizing TDOT for the Cottontown drainage improvement work. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Becker. I'll get the cue just really quick. This was something that we talked about in Gen Ops, and something that Commissioner Jones might want to speak to a little bit more. This is your motion that's in this, do you want to explain this?
Yeah.
Robert?
So, in working with, TDOT and TDEC and Josh Suddeth and, a few other fellow commissioners, we realized that it was kind of special that TDOT did step in and do something like this, so they don't, get as deeply involved, a lot of times, but, wanted to commend them for going, out and doing this for us in a pretty timely manner. And Josh, thought it'd be a good idea to just, recognize them, to help build the relationship with them more for future things possibly. That's what it basically entails.
Yeah, they did, clean out the southwest portion of the creek and half of the northeast. There's still some that we need to be done between the county and the property owner, right there, but this is what the Gen Ops committee has set the budget for, asking for the $10,000, there's 4 times. It was, but then TDEC got involved with it, because the county we were approving it, and then TDEC got involved and they cleaned it out. TDOT, but they got a permit from TDEC.
Yeah.
Then and TDOT got involved, but it definitely was not something they normally do, so the fact that, they did something is actually a pretty big deal, so.
This also will help them get recognized by the state, when they go ask for more funding or something like that, show some of the work that they do in the communities, and so they get a little feather in their hat to do that.
And I did put
find it's nice.
together before and after, kind of both of these situations in the area maps, so people understand where that is, so. All right, any other discussion?
No, just a big thank you to them.
It's cool. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item E is the Sumner County SS4A grant application request from Mr. Ellis in the Highway Department. He is here. I'll make a motion to suspend the rules. Second by Commissioner Becker. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? So, Ellis, would you mind coming up and just kind of explain this to us?
This SS4A grant is a grant that several of the highway departments across the state has went after and got. It's used, several things, the road grading system, some of them got that. And then also there's a comprehensive safety action plan that's part of this too. That's the two things I'm going after is that and the inspection roadway system. And it's not just for the highway department. I mean, the comprehensive safety plan can work for EMS, EMA, schools, the highway department, and also the sheriff's department. And that's where we kind of get together. I mean, Hickman just finished theirs, Montgomery just finished theirs, Wilson just finished theirs, and it just gives us a platform when we do a study. Is basically they get the facts and figures and get the actual data and the facts to back it up and make sure that the unsafe conditions that we have across the county are valid. Right now, I've got a bridge that needs to be that I'm going to try to get either federal or state funding for the next year or two. And basically, it's harsh line. It's maybe a lane and a half bridge, and it needs to be widened. It's old and it needs to be replaced. But bridges, as you know, are budget breakers, and so what we try to do is go through state aid or federal grants to get them replaced because it costs so much to replace. And so this kind of creates a platform on the comprehensive safety action plan for us to get other monies. And basically, you can get up to $5 million if you so choose. This one I'm asking for is like $475,000, and it's that will cover that, but it also puts us in the running for other things, for other departments. And so it's an 80-20% split. The $475,000 would be, if we got approved, would be like we would have to pay $95,000. But on the roadway system, I mean, they cost anywhere from $250,000 to $300,000 at the margin, especially what we get. And of course, when they go through and do the roadway inspection system, they do all 800 miles of the roadways. They have all the signs, all the grading and rating for each road with a condition rating on each road. You can, if I had to come in here and talk about a road or a project, I could just pull it up and go off our GPS and we could drive the road, and you would see a breakdown of the conditions of the roads and the cost to repair it. And so the good, cool thing about it is the commissioners, the citizens, everybody that goes there, they'll see the highway department is doing worse first. And so they will see the conditions of the roadway ratings and see that's the roads that we're fixing. And then they can come in and see the list, and it's really neat. It just kind of puts us in the 21st century as far as our action plans for the roads.
So this is pretty much for the plan to be able to do that cataloging of all the 100 mile roads.
Yeah.
And then keep that database.
Yes.
Is it all interactable?
It's all 800 miles of roadway. They have to write them all. Of course, I used to do it when I was a consultant and had a program that we built. We did work for Middle Tennessee, and it was something that they could basically have a truck that could drive 25, 30 mile an hour, and it downloads all the information, the signage, the stripes, the roadway condition, all the stuff. And the thing that makes it downloads each address. It's on every road, even the most northern part of the county where Google Maps don't pick up, you'll have every address. So it would be something that the sheriff could go and look at the address on the road that Google Maps can't pull up. So it would be a good tool for several different things. But the roadway rating will be great. You pull it up, it's color coded, it's in real time. The roads that we pave, they turn a certain color with light green, showing that it's in the 90 to 100% range. But like I said, it's just about as mine. Can't say 100% that we would get it, but I would like to apply for it.
Questions for you first, but possibly him also. Does this committee have to grant permission for the application? That's when it starts. So this was supposed to be a presentation made to the highway department, but got canceled because the presenter couldn't make it. So I would like to hear. He's also looking for at the same project or program by Commissioner John. And I was wondering if there was any talks between you and the city of Gallatin that
We had talked
could possibly share this program or work together with it.
We had talked at different times, but the cost is still the same. It would be something that we could probably do something like that. believe it's just 900 miles, that's just county. I thought it's not city roads, it's county, it's just county, but it
No,
could
it's
be,
a program.
it could be something that could add to it, but one of the things when I went and talked to the state last year that we were working on, the state was trying to get state aid funds to do it, because the state was interested in interacting with the counties and seeing, you know, they could go on the sites and be interconnected with them and know what roads are the worst and what roads are paved and things of that nature. But they couldn't get that worked out. But this is something that I feel very strongly about and think will be a great thing for the county.
You know, not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, I want to understand more about it. I was hoping to hear something last week in highway, but is this something that straps to a truck, it's like a Google car that is constantly mapping as it's driving and rating conditions visibly and
It does, the company does it, we don't do it.
so they're running around doing it for you.
Yes, yes,
And it's, the price is based on how many miles there are?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I will say this, just because I applied it to them, it's something that, at some point we'll get this, and it's just a way of saying, hey, so
So, my question is, I've got a few questions here. So, it seems like a great idea just in theory, but I think it's kind of expensive to continue to update, like, whenever that we have a pothole come up, for instance. Like, I think it would probably be a little bit easier to say, oh yeah, we updated that to fix that bridge or whatever. But if there's like cracking and you know, like a flood situation or frozen, you know, all the things that you've seen.
Quick drastic change.
Yeah, some quick drastic change would not be updated, number one. And then I'd like to know how, like, are we gonna have to hire these folks to come out with taxpayer money again to do that?
they do update it, there is a service that you do, but it's also, it would be the same if I was doing this, we'll get a cost to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do we know what that cost is?
It's something that I, in the $15,000 range yearly, and it's something that, and it's based on how much work I get done. It might not even be that, it may be half that, but the thing of it is that we can look in real time what our roadway ratings are, and I used to do this, I'm just telling you, do 800 miles, I used to go in and do the cities, and, you know, they had 40, 50 miles, you know, and it took me a month and a half to do it, to write them and download them into the computer and do this, the technology's just gotten so much better.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because I don't see, I mean, you may be correct, but if it's $475,000 to do it this time.
No, it's not that. There's the comprehensive safety action plan, it's $175,000. The roadway inspection rating system is $300,000.
Okay, so if it's $300,000, then I would think that to do it properly, you know.
But we're paying $95,000 for all of it.
Oh, I understand, but the next time we may have to pay the whole thing. And I would think, well, it would seem like there would be what's the software cost? Like just the software alone, like you didn't put any data in it. You know what that is?
No, well, companies do this, and this is what they do for a living. They go in and do it, they don't break this down.
There doesn't seem to be, it seems like there's a giant gap between what we know and what we don't know. And I like the idea of it, but I think that if it's $300,000, if we pay $170,000 for the study, or whatever it is, so, you know, and then we do the $300,000 to have software, and.
Well, they're two separate things.
But, you know, $300,000, then I would think it would be a lot more than $10,000 to $15,000, you know, every year. It would seem that you could go the whole 800 miles. Technically, you know.
It's relative to what I'm doing. I'm doing several $1 million worth of roads today, right here. And the thing that it is that we've got to keep up with it and be able to talk about it, and
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what.
what we do now is very generic.
So, do you know the recurring costs of keeping this system in place?
Again, it's really how much we get done. If I pay more, if I pay more, but I pay as much as we're paying.
But the thing, though, what I'm trying to explain is if we're using taxpayer money, there's so many unknowns because it's not just how much you get done, it's how much damage is done too. So those two things are gonna like not quite even out. I know you know more about it than I do. I'm just saying, we know a pothole pops up, you didn't cause it.
Well, we're not doing, they're not reevaluating everything every year. It's just a small amount that they're reevaluating the work we've done. That's it. And then what we'll do is after 4 or 5 years, after we get a certain amount done, then we don't have to reevaluate the whole 800 miles again, because we already have the signage, we already got a lot of stuff in place, and we don't have to touch it.
So if you are, okay, just saying, what you're doing right now, taking that into consideration, what will the recurring cost be?
Same question you've asked me 3 times.
I know, but the thing is that's the answer that I need to give the folks who voted. I mean, it's not that I don't want it to happen.
There'll
It's
be a
not my right.
recurring cost usually every other year, but I can't tell you what that, it's not gonna be $300,000. It's gonna be thousands, a few thousand.
Can you give me a hard number on what that would be? Like really, really close, like in writing on what that number would be from them?
I can get close.
Because I don't feel comfortable voting for something just a non-number. You know,
And you have another chance to turn it down. It's not just tonight. But I can get you that one information.
if you would, I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Jerry.
So from a procedural standpoint, I got a couple questions. Right now, the ask is just to apply for it, and as you said, you may not even get it. But if you were to get it, then it would come back to budget, I think, because you would need the $95,000 local.
Well, and the thing was, we're correct. If we did that, we would have the seminars, we would have people come in and do what we were gonna do the other day. We would do that for y'all, and we would answer all the questions.
Yeah, because I have a lot of, thank you, I have a lot of the similar questions about just what the recurring costs and how it all works. But I feel comfortable at this point in time to at least proceeding with applying for the grant. That's where I stand, so thank you.
So just to clarify, because I thought that in order for this, we were committing to the 95, no matter what.
No, we're just applying, don't know if we'll get it.
But there's no
And
commitment at all.
there's no commitment. If they come back and they said, hey, yes, you got it. But before that, if I thought it looked good, I would sit down with y'all and go over all of this. We were gonna try to do it in highway last week. Chad had family issues that came up again in town.
Okay, I'll direct that to the chairman.
So, basically, we have a policy of pre-approval, so we don't call on other stuff. But the consternation that I know that you're probably gonna go through is that it's almost like, okay, let's say, we apply for this, we get granted it, but then you don't like the carrots that come with it, and then you want to reject it, and then it's almost like the paint, feels like a bull in the barn, and a little bit of that's where pain points come, is being transparent. And that's where it's like, okay, well, we've already applied for this, and we're gonna lose money, it just cost the taxpayer $100,000. I mean, that's always the narrative, that legislators get beat over the head with that stick. And that's just what the department heads do. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just saying, I need general county.
That's my.
That I've seen, so, I mean, that's just kind of what, I understand where you're going with that, but technically, we gotta approve for him to apply for this. And then if he gets granted, and it comes back through to go again, the committee process, that would be through budget, and, more likely, or the highway department, start the highway committee, then through budget, and then to see if we wanted to apply that $95,000, what streams come attached, such as what fees and services. It says 15, 20 grand a year, said it could be, I don't know, is that in perpetuity? I don't know. It didn't seem like, what would be, understand what he's talking about, decrease or increase based on the amount of mileage he's done, it gets re-stamped, and then you're done with that. And
And can you explain the difference between these two? I wasn't quite understanding that.
Okay, the comprehensive safety action plan is basically where, EMS, EMA, me, Sheriff's Department, school board, we all talk about the safety issues that we're having. Me would be some reasons. You know, and each one of us would have different things to where, I think Hickman, Montgomery, and Wilson just finished theirs.
Talk about the comprehensive safety action plan.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to go through because it really creates the things that, you know, I have questions about. We build a fact-based study on it to make sure that the data, you know, backs up what we're thinking. And then it just puts it into print to where you can sit there, if we do file for another grant or try to do something within them departments, the study's already been done, and we have a full understanding of what it is. I'll give you one example. I know something I've been working on. Jamie, you mentioned it, it's lateral way, long-haul pipe, you know, it's a big worry for me. You know, I think that's something that me and Marshall and, Josh has talked about several cases, and we're trying to figure that out and get money for that, because it's an issue. It really is. We've got 3 schools, and what worries me is like when they're pulling out of Hunter, and the traffic is backed up so far, you can't get out. You've got these 16-year-old kids that just started driving. By the time they get down to our highlight, they're going to risk it. And you know what I'm saying? They're going to chance it to pull out from an 80,000-pound dump truck. I know.
They do every day,
Yeah.
seeing every day.
So that, who does the plan for $175,000? Who does that?
It would be Tiger Engineering. I mean, we don't pay them, but they'll get money from the grant to do the study.
Okay, so that's something that an engineering firm would get, that $175,000 and $300,000. That's the software mapping tool,
Everything, yeah.
labor, and system.
Yeah.
Initial cost.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner.
Just a point of clarification, the state's working on that intersection of
Oh, yeah.
in Long Island.
Yeah, and we checked on what do they got the Metro department. I met with them the other day about, you know, rating the projects that are coming. And that's one that I told Josh, I said if we can figure out where to get the money and get some help there, that's one that I'll be top of the list. So, yeah, the state is working on it, and I met with Jay Norris and Nathan Batter about it, and then it's, they're looking at it. They did a study, they did one study, going back and looking at it.
So,
Go ahead, I'm sorry, you're still talking.
was this prepared by you, Mr. Ray?
You're talking about the one sheet, the 2 pages.
Page 17 in particular, the bold grant highlight, I just want to make sure that was an accurate statement that Sumner County, says while Sumner County is technically covered by the GNRC, the responsibilities, focus, jurisdiction, and budget of the Sumner County Highway Department are separate from the NPO. Are we covered by the GNRC? Because it's my understanding we're not involved in the GNRC.
We're in the area, their metropolitan area is what they're saying, so they put that in the description, they just got a $5 million grant. And so when we're applying, we've got to put that in there so they'll understand we're separate from the GNRC.
So, I just question because of just from a different committee, actually from this committee, I believe. What happens if this company that, if everything gets approved and it all goes through and we get the grant and we pay the $95,000 and the state pays under it, and then what happens if this company goes out of business and we can't access this data any longer? Because that happens regularly. We're even dealing with it right now with another issue. And so I'm just curious how that looks. Where's that information stored?
Well, we would have all the information, and this is, I mean, it's equipment and programming that's we could probably get another company to pick it up. If that happened, they would be contractual
this have to go out for bid instead of it going just straight to Carter Engineering? I have nothing for or against Carter Engineering. I'm just saying, like, would this just go straight to them and that's the only option, or what, like, is that requirement of the state, the contract?
If we got the grant, it would go to them.
Is that something that the state has said has to happen?
No, they're the ones that are helping with the grant. It's something that I know the programming, I know them, and I know how good the product is. And it's something that I was really wanting to show y'all. I think when you see it, you'll see.
No, I'm not saying that. You don't misunderstand, but is that legal for it just to go straight, no bidding? I was going to ask you to ask Audrey.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but this is all grant driven. The decisions, the choices, they're all grant driven. That would be correct.
And the thing is, the grant, they're very good at this. This is the reason I chose them. They're multiple counties use them for that reason. They're good at getting grants. They know they have a relationship with the state and the feds of what to do to make sure that everything is right.
Yeah, I was looking at the U.S. Department of Transportation on what this is about, this grant. And I question, one of the things is that you already have a plan state that you're going to emulate one further, or is there some new plan that you're carrying forward? Because the grant deadlines were.
We got to apply by June 22.
Yeah, so you're kind of doing the 7 components of the action plan, and this is new for you, so, okay, so you're not, right now you don't have a plan.
No, but that would start if we were granted, it would be something that we would put together with all the heads, all the departments.
Because there are deadlines on,
But the application on this, we just have to be applied by.
I will say, there is a video from the Department of Transportation on here about this particular grant, and you can watch, and kind of like, tell me what you're asking.
Just a question to learn, how is it possible that a company can partner with a state or federal grant to where they get to benefit from that without going out to bids? How's that possible?
They're the ones applying for the grant for us.
And that's where GNRC comes involved as well. And
We're not easy.
I know this is not directly applicable to what we're discussing now, but I do have GNRC scheduled for the June 9th budget meeting to come out here and explain exactly what they do and offer the county, because there were some questions about why are we paying them and what do they do. So they will be here on that day. There was something that came up, and they specifically asked me to reach out to them to have somebody come address those issues.
So Carter's the one that applies for the grant for us, that was letting us know about it.
Any other questions?
So we're,
We are under GNRC.
Explain, when you say we are under them, meaning we're under.
Well, we're in collaboration with them.
Guys paying us?
We found that out in budget, because I thought I was the one who led the effort to get us out of it, but we found out we are still in it, so that relates back.
Commissioner Sherman?
Yeah, so Mr. Hyde is referring to we were going through this during our budget committee meeting. We found a line item that I too had thought we had struck, regarding paying dues. Well, it's more than that now, regarding paying dues to it. And I believe we preliminarily struck it again.
Any more questions, Tony?
Yeah, bottom line is, we are still paying those dues.
And they are coming to the.
We're doing the same thing with them that we did with the RTA, and, we ended up pulling out of the RTA.
And I think the question was, were the municipalities coming in underneath our
Right.
membership as an umbrella.
So no reason to go down into too much more detail, but at the end of the day, as a matter of fact, we are still paying our dues to the GNRC.
I thought we
I
had
did-
built that.
I did too.
To get on budget, so pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
So, any more questions for Toby before I bring it back to Toby? I'll take it.
Hey, we still got that.
Hey, I was gonna say, Kevin Vanilla called me today, and wanted me to thank you again for paying that. I'm about 2.5 foot deep, 3 foot wide pipe. And my fingers.
It was huge, and I was getting ready to go talk to the mayor, and I told them that, and so, I was just really tickled they got it done. So, I mean, literally,
We could shut down the same day.
it took longer, it would took longer to drive down there than to do it, right?
Well, thank you for doing that.
All right, thank you for that. So, all right, I'm gonna bring this back into session. Do I have a motion, for, let's get a motion for discussion on motion.
I'll move to approve it.
We have a motion for approval by Commissioner Show, a second by Commissioner Becker, Commissioner Miller.
To really stick something, really probably for budget, I mean, if that's possible. But, I mean, is it feasible to come up with $95,000 for,
Master grant. It's a master grant.
I mean, listening to the questions here, and I apologize for being tardy, if it's a one-time fund, I would tell you that I have no, if it's a one-time ask for $95,000, I have.
every other year, it's gonna be a recurring fee?
We don't know that.
We don't know the details.
Yeah,
But we have no idea.
We don't, yeah, so I'm comfortable, here's what I tell you, I would be comfortable for the first, when I heard the answer of, and I'm going under the assumption that answer is we don't know what the recurring funds will
Should it be
be.
$15,000 to $20,000 a year?
Yeah, right, so, here's what I would tell you, for a one-time upfront fee, we're in fine shape to open up and that's where I think we are now, but I wouldn't be comfortable with, an open-ended year-over-year amount that I don't know, but it's the recurring stuff that gets us. I know that's not like a yes or no answer, but that's kind of where my mind is at. But I will tell you, I believe that we're only looking at the one-time fee today, and that doesn't bother me at all, my opinion.
You look at the one-time fee plus the recurring yearly software fee that is yet to be determined. It could be $15,000, $20,000, it could be $5,000.
But we can make that decision, when we get to, yeah, we can make that decision. I mean, if somebody comes back and it's $200,000 a year for software, that's a decision that, or like ridiculous consulting fees, we can and have shut that kind of stuff down in the past. I mean, I'm of the same opinion. I don't know why we're still in the GNRC. We are still paying dues to the GNRC, but we just voted to shut down, like unanimously, I believe, to shut down continued funding to the Regional Transportation Authority. So,
Last year, I think.
anyway, that's my answer.
So, that's your question.
Not really, but I get it.
Discussion on it.
Yes, I still have worries about it, because I just feel like there's so many, I know, but there's so many programs and things that we can do, or that we don't do, and I love Toby's heart on that. I really believe it's all in the right place. I just know that it's not my money, and I don't know how I'll vote if this passes through, but I feel like that right now I don't feel comfortable voting yes on it. So just wanted to make the understanding of where I am. If anybody wants to call me and talk to me on it, that's my constituents. That's really the main thing.
Any other questions or discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Yeah.
We got, I'm gonna abstain on this one, the ayes have it, so.
My eyes with the caveat that I will reject this if it comes back to the presentation and I don't like it.
Yeah, so will I.
All right, item F is the law director lien release, that was added, to the agenda. This law director, I'll make a motion, it's for approval. If I get a second, we discuss.
Second.
Mr. Law director, can you explain
by a, citizen to, actually, somebody representing them to, prepare a release for a certain piece of property. And I was not sure why they were asking the county to do that, so I had to do some digging and found out that we were floating a home program, homeowners rehabilitation deed of trust that was executed in 2014. And I don't know, I reached out to finance, they weren't familiar with this any more than I was, and basically, the terms of the deed of trust, whether there's payments received or not, over time, it reduces 20%, so even if no money was received as a condition of this note, the amounts owed got waived, so I see no valid reason why we aren't obligated to release this lien on the piece of property. The person that received the deed of trust is now deceased, and I believe they're trying to clean up title so they can move it.
We already did.
Oh, I thought it was moved to discussion.
I was just a question, I guess I'm reading the third paragraph, I guess this covers this, not sure when the rehab project was complete, but was advised by Kim Northleaf, the program administrator, that the project was complete. She also stated, as you remember, Mr. Holt signed a release of lien for this deed of trust. We have exhausted all of our resources and cannot find a release of a lien of record.
I looked as well, and there's not one of record with the Register of Deeds office.
Okay, so we're just remedying what?
We're statutorily obligated to release this lien.
Okay.
Otherwise, we could be subject to penalties.
We've got a motion to approve and a second,
Just to clarify, did you see that sentence after that kind of made, when I read it, preparing earlier, when we were just sitting here, I think that we often find that the executed releases are sent directly to homeowners, and they simply did not understand the need for a quick release. It could have most likely just been sent to her, she didn't know, who knows?
We're obligated to file it with the Register of Deeds, so if somebody did that, that is not the proper way to do it.
Got it.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And item G was the three-star grant, have a motion for discussion.
Second.
We skipped over teachers in support.
Well, that's under commission recommendations and.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I thought it was E.
E under
Under
10.
E.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. A motion for discussion, Mr. Teacher. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? I don't know what anybody knows about three-star. I had a question that I guess, I emailed the mayor and didn't get an answer. Man, he's not here tonight, unfortunately. I guess I wanted to see 3 priority term long goals and 3 priority short-term goals. And, well, I mean, what is the three-star program? Does it deal with the cities? What is it? County? Anybody remember, what this obligates us to?
Let's make a motion to assistant estimate from the mayor.
Second.
All right, motion to defer until, June. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Vote by Commissioner, Becker.
Is there any timeline that in theory you need to be aware of?
Will that be next month?
Right, I'm just curious. If it can wait till next month, that's fine, I'm just saying it.
I'm not sure.
If there's a timeline that needs to happen before next month.
All I see is eligible grantees, excuse me if I may, June 1st, 2025 grant applications will open on June 1st, same day. Eligible grantees.
His goals are due June 1st, application will open June 1st.
This is the first my office had seen of it as well.
Well, that's when we put.
So did we need to vote?
Not yet, we have a motion to defer in a second.
I still feel like it needs to be.
I thought we voted on that. Defer it.
I snuck in.
Well, you did a question, so voted.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, Commissioner Becker is no. We'll keep that under old business.
Motion to group approve, 10A through D.
Motion to approve approved by Commissioner Schoaf. We have a second.
There's an E.
I don't know what E is.
E is a teachers and support staff.
Okay, motion to group and approve 10A through E.
Second by Commissioner Becker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And the zoning, this is the second reading or first reading? This is, this is for a second reading. This will go to the full commission, next Monday. And receive a positive recommendation from the planning commission.
Motion approved.
Commissioner, no, voted no on that?
Yep.
You have a question?
Can I ask you,
We have a
Motion approved.
by Commissioner Becker to approve and approve. Do we have a second?
I'd like to ask,
We got a second for discussion.
second for discussion.
All right. Go ahead.
Could you explain why you voted?
We've had several, things come through with this mini storage pad. It's kind of a mess, and actually, the neighbors keep coming, and some of them are on well water, and it's causing them to flood, and they said that their water's gonna be tainted. There's just a lot of issues for me personally.
It's the same one we've heard of the issue for several
It's
times.
the same property, but this is a different, that it's that same, like the other Dollar General.
I will note, my apologies, we don't need a motion for this, this is for docketing purposes only. So this is just.
But I just wanted to put this.
Yeah, that's correct, so this is, this problem.
What changed about it? Just the ownership?
No. I don't think the ownership changed, I think it's,
Still
I have to go look at my notes, we've had so many of these, literally, there's been like, it's been, come to like 6 times,
Yeah.
and it's like, we started with one person, and then it's,
I need an explanation as to why I should change my vote from the previous several times when I voted no against it, so I want to hear more about it. I guess we have to change with the commission, right?
yeah, I'll be glad to. look at
Motion
my
to
notes.
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.
Thanks, Mr.